All right, it is Wednesday night at 9 p.m. and see if there's anybody else is out there. Oh, one in. Hello. Oh, my straw decided to jump out of the cup. Albert, how are you this evening? Oh my goodness. I gotta wipe my straw off. Oh goodness. John is here. Yeah, so watch this. Okay? Oh, you know why I might be doing this? Oh, now we won't do it. What the heck? The straw was jumping up out of here. I suspect it could be from the alcohol content. Alright, let's see here. Alright, Albert. John, how are you this evening? Mark, how are you, sir? Hector, how are you? Benji, what's going on? Sorry to hear that, Mark. Jason, how you doing? All right, so if you could make sure you leave a Mark, I can interpret, sick typing. See, the sickness is affecting your typing as well. I get it. I'm good, definitely. Bunch of activity going on in the house tonight. Usually on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. almost everybody is asleep. Well, today was the last day of school for today was the last day of school for the taste testers, which means they're up. And it's only 9 o'clock, so that's too early to be bedtime during the summer. Alright, so if you haven't already, please leave me a thumbs up down below, or I'd appreciate that. John stuck in Miami. Right. Alright, Patrick Malone, how are you, sir? Thank you for subscribing. I don't know who did what or what, but I've gotten almost 1,000 new subscribers in the past month. Like, in the past 45 days, I definitely have gotten a new 1,000 new subscribers. All right, Tom says what's up to everybody. He's from Worcester, Mass. Just don't ask him where to park the car. Yo, Mark, I would love to try to get one of those Mavericks XR50s. So, if you guys don't know, Mark commented earlier, and he pointed me to a video where they were talking about the Maverick, or a Maverick long-range thermometer, like the ones that I already use, but it had 4 probes on it as opposed to the 2 that I'm used to, as well as a 500-foot range versus the 300-foot range that my thermometers currently have. And from what I understand, they're about $80, which is crazy. All right, well, I appreciate that, Patrick. Great advice and great cooking. Well, I don't know, I'm an okay cook. Right, oh, Rico's barbecue. All right, well, thank you, Rico. Rico says he's a new subscriber. Dash, I love your videos. Well, I appreciate you guys staying around and hanging around. Definitely. Cody says, hey, how you doing, sir? Chicago. The big picture. Big picture said, what's good? He's a new subscriber from Chicago, from the Chicago burbs. All right. I've been out to Chicago one time. I actually have some family up there. Oh, if you're new here, you might not know what this is. It's some clear and then some not clear. All right. All right. I'm trying to think. Did you get anything in the mail for me, Mr. Bastard Strops? You should have. Rudy. That's what it is. I didn't even have to look it up. I remember. Rudy, you should have. If you haven't gotten it, you maybe tomorrow, I guess. Oh, Craig. Crap. Sorry. I should have looked it up. Oh, no, wait. Maybe your last name is something along those lines? Anyway. Alright. Yes. The baby back maniac guy. See? Alright. I was close. Alright. Yes, so ABC Barbecue has them, I know, $80. Oof, $80 with free delivery. Alright, well, if you think about it like this, though, when I used to buy, or when I first bought my first Maverick, the Maverick 733, I think it is, which is the long range dual temperature zone and with the high-low warning, it was like $80 off of Amazon. So now the 4-probe one is the same $80. I might have to cop one of those in another week or so. Yeah, I love my Maverick personally. Yeah, those are a lifesaver, especially during the winter when it's cold and I need to monitor my smoker temperature. So Darian, how are you this evening, sir? Eric, what's up? Yeah, they say the probes are new and the probes don't work with the old probes, and I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't, because every time, like when I bought the, oh yeah, 500 feet. Shoot, that's impressive. Definitely impressive. That 500-foot range that's a game changer. I used to not be able to take the probe from the. I used to have to stay towards the back of the house when I was cooking, because if I got past where I'm sitting now, basically in the house, it wouldn't work. All right, so let's see. Lou from New Jersey. All right, so he says, "What's up, Dash? Lou here from Jersey, new subscriber. You got some good stuff on the channel. Man, good stuff. Well, thank you very much, Lou. I appreciate that." Tom, so some of you guys saw the video where I used that charcoal that I got from Walmart. I found a 30-pound bag of charcoal, lump charcoal, for $10. So I picked it up probably about a week or two ago at this point, and I posted a video today of me using it. Now I just did a quick cook on my my metal grill, and that was pretty much it. It turned out pretty well. For $10, I need to go get some more of that stuff. Alright, Kirby says, "What's up?" Every time I get on the live stream, my friends want to have conversation in our group chat. Alright, what's up? Well, so Kirby says he is in Great Lakes. I guess he's near Chicago for work. John, how are you this evening? Waterproof probes, and they can be meat or ambient, the same probe. All of their probes are meat or ambient. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. At least when you originally buy them from, or when you buy the probes with the kit from Maverick, or Ready Pro or Ready Check, I think is what it is. They're both ambient or meat probes. Now, when you go onto Maverick's website to purchase replacement probes, you have the choice of it being a meat only probe, a ambient air temperature probe, or both, or a hybrid. Ask me how I know. All right. Okay. Was Mark, was what a sale price? $10 for the no, it was like regular price. All right, Nick. So Nick says, "You still on the hunt for the name of the new smoker, and why don't you recommend it for bigger cooks? You do when catering." So Nick, you might be new here. I just got that smoker 3 weeks ago, I guess, 4 weeks ago maybe at the most, and I've only been able to cook on it. I've cooked in it. I've put 3 fires through it. So the first fire, I just kind of fired it up, and I wanted to see exactly how or what the temperature zones were, where it was hot, where it was cooler. The first cook, I was supplementing chicken and brisket that I was cooking in my big smoker Bessie, because I didn't want to mess the food up. So I just put some pork shoulder in there to kind of see how it would work. And I'm still learning that smoker, so I'm not going to go full bore and cook everything I need to in it just yet, because I'm still learning how that smoker works. And the last fire that I put in there, I actually cooked more. I cooked some pork shoulder and some chicken, and I had a slightly adverse reaction or adverse results. So because I had a little bit of adverse results, that's how I know that I need to change some things up with using that new smoker. So that's pretty much what it is. All right, Rico says he saw him in Walmart there in Minnesota. He said he should have jumped on it since he has a Vision Commando. All right. Patrick Malone says, do I have any videos on catering pricing? I want to start my own business. So here's every single video, every single live video I do, it seems that we talk about this. When you're catering or when you're doing restauranteering, as far as food, what you normally want to do is charge one time for the price of your food, charge one time for the price of your time, and charge one time for your profit. So let's say something costs you $2 to buy, you want to be charging at least $6 to sell it. Now that's just a guideline, and it's not a hard fast rule, because I've talked about this before, but I do have some videos talking about that topic that'll be coming out within the next week. I actually filmed some earlier this week, and I have to edit them, and it'll probably be next week when they go up. Yep. So Lou says he also has the Maverick 733. I think I have one, maybe two surviving 733s. I know I had 3 originally, and over the years I've just kind of broken them up. So I think I have 2 surviving 733, and the problem is the receivers are when the receivers stop working, then obviously I'm pretty screwed. Yeah, Louis, I definitely, for $80 and having 4 probes, that's a game changer. Plus the 500-foot range. What? Kirk Atkins out on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. He says, "What's happening, bro? You get the new smoker tuned in, dude?" At this point, I've only been able to really do one fire pretty much a week or on the weekends. So I haven't gotten a chance to tune that smoker in pretty much just yet. I would love to, but hopefully, I know I actually have an event that I'm cooking for Saturday afternoon. So, but I'm most likely going to use Bessie just because I need to get it done. So we can pretty much go from there. Oh, so Nick said, he said something. All right, let me go back, Nick, and try to find your. Oh, all right. So Nick was saying, am I still in the hunt for the name for a new smoker? And also, why don't I recommend the charcoal, the lump charcoal for bigger cooks when I'm catering? The reason why I tend to not use the lump charcoal, or actually I have used the lump charcoal in the past. I have a lot of Kingsford that I bought on sale last year. There's a video of me like when I bought 300 plus pounds of Kingsford. So I haven't had to buy much lump, and I actually prefer to use the lump when I'm cooking for my family, or in the smoker. Have I used the lump on catering events? Yes, I have. The problem with using the lump charcoal, it burns much hotter and much faster. So because it burns much hotter, I can run the risk of burning up something simple like hot dogs and hamburgers way easier than if I was using just regular Kingsford. I'm trying to scroll back down. Mark says, Dash, I'm still in the dating phase with that new smoker. Yeah, we're not thick as thieves just yet. So Louis says Lou says he has a CyberQ as well. He says he hates plugging it in sometimes. So I had, I can't remember if it was a CyberQ or a DigiQ or something along those lines. I used it maybe once, maybe twice. So the whole thing was, Kirk, the builder of all of the smokers I have pretty much, with the exception of the ones I built, these steel drums, he built Bessie, he built Vicky, and he built the new insulated smoker. When I was having issues with Vicky, he actually went out and bought one and sent it to me. And he's like, hey, hopefully this will help. And it didn't. It didn't move enough air to make a difference. It's like that smoker, when it was on wood, it just did not breathe properly. So then that's when I ended up taking the smoker back down to, can you hold on one moment? Alright, so I'm trying to tame the natives here. Everybody's getting louder and louder. Alright, but the CyberQ didn't work out for me. He ended up doing like a horse trade for someone, so I ended up sending it to that person he was horse trading for or with. Torgy, you know what it is. There's some clear and some iced tea in here. Oh yeah. So there's 24 if you want to live stream. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. It greatly helps out in promoting these videos. What's good? He says his name is pronounced Kanan. Actually, you know it's funny. Kanan. I guess people probably say Shannon. Kanan. Actually, we there was a place where we used to go to lunch. It was called Shannon, Channan, I guess. So it's Shannon. Yeah. Anyway. Alright, Kanan, hopefully I'll remember that. The dirty burn you had might have been wood. Switch up to see if it cleans up. So the problem is the wood that I have is the wood that I have. I don't really have, it's not like it's labeled and I have specific piles that say this is this is that, this is the other. It's all in one pile, and you know, pretty much it is what it is. Tom is waving hi to Torgy. Torgy's waving back to Tom. Big Reggie Reg says, what's up? Can't stay long, heading out to dinner with the wifey. Just wanted to pop in and say what's up. What's going on with you, sir? Thank you for stopping by. You're out on the West Coast, or you just eating late? What's that all about? Alright, Kurt says he's been watching Torgy's videos. Basically, you know, also keep them coming. So, Torgy, I really wanted to help Torgy get up to 100 subscribers. Torgy's at 50. I'm pretty sure Torgy's at 50. Let's see. Come on. Alright, well that's working. So the problem, Nick, if I were to let the exhaust out the same way I do with Bessie, I'm going to have to move Bessie. Moving Bessie isn't necessarily the problem. Moving a new smoker definitely is. That's a big, I won't say girl, but most likely, I think almost all of the smokers are females. So, anyway, daggone, Robin, you just asked about the daggone stuff yesterday. I mean, I've actually made a video. It just takes time to do editing and things like that. So, part of the problem is most of you guys don't know this, but when I film a video, I don't actually put it live to YouTube typically for a week and up to 2 weeks. So I film some videos talking about pricing and other things like that, but just be patient, man. I mean, just be patient. Alright, so he asked about, so his full statement, because I kind of just started reading and then kind of cut off. He says, when will you make a video about how to price out the catering pans, such as collard greens, macaroni salad, and or no, that sort of thing? How do you price out your ribs, pulled pork, etc.? It's coming. But here's the thing. I can't tell you everything. You're gonna kind of have to figure some of those things out on your own, because my method of doing my potato salad or how I acquire my potato salad might be different from how you're doing yours. If you're making your potato salad from raw ingredients, then you might want to charge a little bit more. But I charge a flat fee per pound for all cold salads. Put it that way. Alright, John, deuces, man. You, sir, also have a great night. Huh. Alright, Kanan, yeah, man. I you know, anyway. Is it Ban Yashriao? Yep. Alright, so Robert, that guy didn't make it. He worked with Maverick to help make it better. But yes, that's the video that I'm talking about. You know what, Tom? So what I would tell you to do, if you go out to the smoke meat forums, I know there is a particular, like a sticky forum or a sticky, you know, I don't know, thread that talks about almost all different types of wood, and the ones that are good for smoking, ones that are not good for smoking, ones that give you a, you know, deep flavor, ones that are, you know, better for this type of, you know, meat or things like that. So I unfortunately don't have birch in this area, or don't know that I'm using any birch. So I can't answer that. Robert, man, afternoon. No, Robert, he said I'm having a hard time finding me on social media. So my Instagram page, which is linked in the description, all right? Instagram is the best, you know, where I'm most active. Instagram is Steel, STEELDRUMSMOKERS, Steel Drum Smokers. And YouTube, obviously SDSBBQS, all right? On Instagram, it is, on Twitter, it's SDSBBQ. And on Snapchat, it is SDSBBQ. Now, if you want to, I very rarely post anything, for the most part, on Facebook. Usually, if I'm posting something on Facebook, it's from Instagram that I'm just pushing to my Facebook page. And that is also Steel Drum Smokers Barbecue, BBQ. Alright? Nah, Torgy, not me. Brandon, how are you, sir? Only 6:20, man. I've already had dinner and went to. There's a little food truck. I won't say rally, but it's food trucks gather at a local fire station, and I went over there and got food for the wife and my daughter, and then my son's like, "What'd you get for us?" When mommy was asking for food, nobody spoke up, so I didn't get you anything. So then I ended up having to go back. Yeah, such is life. And you guys wonder why I use frozen patties to make burgers. Do you know where you can get a charcoal box? Do you know where I can get a charcoal box made? You gotta make it yourself, man. There are people who manufacture them, who make them. Only problem though is, you know, you gonna have to pay for it. Devin Kenny, where are you? Because what I would suggest is you may want to try to, you know, hit up a local welder, tell them exactly what you wanted, and give them some dimensions and get it done. You saw that video where I made the charcoal basket for one of you guys, one of the subscribers, and he was here and we were talking, and I'm like, come on, man, let's go down in the garage and see what I have laying around. And that was made entirely of scrap that I had left over. Foil Oklahoma Joe, yeah. I can tell you what, Kirk, smoking deer is going to be just like jerky, just because it's so lean. So Kirk says he'll be doing the big barbecue crab feast mid-July. Crap, somebody just hit me up about an event like July 12th, I think it was. No. Maybe the 14th or the 21st. Anyway, so Right now, my July is pretty open. I have one date booked in July so far. Uh, so Kirk says birch goes great with fowl. He does his turkeys with it. All right, Mark. I guess you read that, which is awesome. Up. See, this is where you guys come in. He said it's hard to keep the temperatures down though because it burns hot. So then it's probably not as hard of a wood as you would like it to be. So you know what I find funny? Haters. And there's a hater in this room who hated on the fact that I used lighter fluid on when I used that charcoal. I'm not going to call that person out or point that person out, but you know, y'all need haters. Where in Virginia, Devin? Or Devon? Dave Murphy, how you doing today? Turkey, goose, duck, all amazing with birch. That sounds great. I understand you might not have the equipment to get it done, but what I'm saying is you might be able to find someone locally better suited to make it for you. The only reason I'm hesitant about making it is because I can make you something, and if it's off by half inch or even a quarter of an inch, you gotta start over. So unless you take some, like detailed dimensions of your firebox, bunch of pictures, things like that, most people are gonna want to see what you have and then make it based off of what you see, because then they can test it as well. One of the things you didn't see in that video when I made the charcoal basket for one of you guys, for Tone, who's the owner of Boogie Smoke Shop down in North Carolina, is it took us a lot of fiddling, like in and out, in and out, in and out to get it to where it was. That video, I think it took us like 3 hours to get that done, and that video was only about 30 minutes. So that just goes to show you how long it actually took versus what I showed you. Perfect. With Dadley, how you doing this evening? Yep. Benji, now here's the other thing too, Devon. You might not, I don't know where Marshall is. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. I don't know why my computer is running so slow. Max. Marshall. Oh, well, that might be the problem. Well, Maps, no Google. I can't. Directions. Let's see how far away from me you are. Ooh. Oh, you're not too far. That's Northern Virginia, right? Hour and a half still. Well, I mean, let's see. Yep. You're on my way to Kirk's house. So what Devon, what Benji says, there's plenty of DIY ones on YouTube. There's also charcoal baskets that you don't have to weld. So maybe you can buy some of the raw materials at like a Lowe's or Home Depot. You're gonna be spending a little bit more money for those things because they have an insane markup. But there are ways for you to get it done without having to use a welder. Nah. So Lou, if I seasoned everybody's taste, like I had this woman, she told me, she said, I like the way that you did the brisket, and I did some beef ribs for her. She said, I like the way you did the brisket, and I like the way you did the beef ribs, but my husband has high blood pressure, and I'm gonna need you to take the salt and put less salt on the meat. And I told her, I said, ma'am, I season it the way that I season it. I have everything blended together. I can't just take the salt out of what it is. I said, and then if I take the salt out of it, it's not going to taste the same way. So unfortunately, maybe he has to eat a little bit less of it. And she was like, well, all right. So Lou says, what about pork butt? So hold on. All right. So Lou, again, I season everything the way that I season it. There are some exceptions. If someone tells me like something crazy, I might modify the way that I'll do something. But that usually, excuse me, but that usually involves me putting extra sauce on something or not putting sauce on something. Um, One of my coworkers is a good friend of mine. He was having a Super Bowl party some years back, and he said that he wanted 100 wings. He said, these 100 wings, I want 50 of them sauced and 50 of them naked. And I'm like, I've never actually done the wings naked. I don't know how they're going to turn out. And he said he preferred the naked ones over the ones that had sauce on them, just because he really likes naked wings, like, you know, just like baked wings more or less. So that was his personal preference. Okay. All right. Well, Kirk, you know, I'm not the biggest venison fan, but I'm down to try anything. Well, any venison. Yeah. Uh, KG from Atlanta. I see you ride. All right, KG. Man, I have family down in Atlanta. I have a lot of friends down in Atlanta. Atlanta. Oh, actually, you know, it's crazy too. One of my best friends, who was my coworker, he and manager. He actually just took his son. His son is going to Morehouse, so the likelihood of me actually going to Atlanta at some point, it's getting high. I, Kirk, I figured, you know, I don't know anybody who. Yes. Swig and Smoke says my beer game is strong. Yep, you are. That's like I said. I looked it up, and you're an hour and a half from Marshall, or I'm an hour and a half from Marshall. Looking at fishing trip on the OC tuna rock fishing. Oh, press the. Sorry, leaned a little bit too much on this little tripod that I use. Kirk, I would love to do a fishing trip in Ocean City. The problem though is it is 2.5, maybe 3 hours from my house, and doing a 3 hour trip and then probably being out on the boat for 3 to 4 hours and then driving back another 3 or 4 hours. It's just not conducive. I don't really like staying down in Ocean City because it's too daggone expensive. Yeah, Devin says maybe closer to 2. And honestly enough, if I were coming to your house because, and you know it's crazy, I was just about to say this. If I were coming to your house, I would go up and out 70 and then down around. So I'm looking at the map. I'd go up and out 70 and hit 340 to 671, and then 671 to 611. Now, what I'm thinking of is 211. 211. We got my friends and I, motorcycle friends. We used to go ahead and we used to ride our motorcycles out on 211 and Skyline Drive and things like that. No, I have not ever wrapped my brisket in butcher block paper because you gotta buy a whole roll of butcher block paper, and it was one of those things where I've wasted a lot of money in the beginning when I was doing different things, and I just know better. I found what worked for me, and I like the way that it comes out that way. Plus, I have plenty of au jus. Yeah. Cobia? What is Cobia? Alright, Preston says just stopping by to say what's up and hit the like button. Oh man, I appreciate that. I would like to stay, but I have been up since Monday and now I'm able to go to sleep. Golly. Hopefully everything's okay, man. And he says, Sam, before you go to jump to any conclusion, it was work. You working an oil rig or something? I know you said you were down south, but gosh, maybe you were, I don't know. I'm not going to jump into conclusions. All right, yep. So Benji is trying to help out Devin. He said expanded steel, washers, bolts, and all thread. There you go. It can be done. You can make a charcoal basket without welding. You're just going to have to use some cutting tools. Harbor Freight, you can get a cutoff wheel for less than 10. Well, without the sale, $15. With the sale, you can get them for $10, and you get 2 of those. and you get one with a cutoff wheel on it, and you get one with a grinding disc on it, you'll be set. At least 2 though. This is, oh no, kosher salt, no kosher. So this is one of those things that and I'm behind in the comments by about 5 minutes, I guess, and I do apologize. So let me try to hurry up and catch up. So make a salt-free rub. Sprinkle pink Himalayan salt on it first, then use salt-free rub. Still not that simple. Yeah. So Tom says I mentioned that I like granulated garlic and onion as opposed to powdered. If you go and do a comparison of granulated information or granulated garlic, granulated onion versus powdered onion and garlic, it's just like the difference between crystal salt and fine table salt. You're gonna use a lot more of the fine table salt to get the same amount of flavor that you're going to get from a crystalline, like a coarse crystal sea salt. Just boom. One of the things also, I feel like the powder, the level of flavor just is not at the same level of flavor that granulated is. That's just, I don't know. Maybe I got some good stuff or some bad stuff, and I just powder, just yeah. Rico asks, have I ever had any Texas barbecue? I've been down to Texas a couple times. Spent some time in Austin, eating at Rudy's. I've eaten at Arthur Bryant's is in Kansas City, I think. There's a couple other barbecue places that are escaping me right now that I've eaten at in Austin, but that's in Kansas City as well. But San Antonio, there's a barbecue spot in San Antonio that I went to San Antonio once, and then I went to San Antonio again. It was 2 or 3 years later, and I couldn't tell you the name of this place. I couldn't tell you the second time I went back to San Antonio. I couldn't tell you the name, but I knew how to get there. I had the rental car. I was in control of the rental car. I drove, went right to the place like I had never, forgotten. Didn't know the street names, whatever. It was like, go down here, turn right. Oh, wait, no. That's the place I need to turn left. Yep. The place is called Barbecue Station. It's an old gas station that was turned into a barbecue joint. And when I say you walk into the place and it smelled right, man. I was in Austin and by extension San Antonio for a week. I think I spent 3 or 4 days down in San Antonio. I went and ate lunch at the barbecue station every single day. Every day. And would have wanted to go eat there again. So yes, I've had Texas barbecue, but unfortunately the last time I was in Austin, Aaron Franklin had not set up his spot, or he was just starting out, so I've never actually had Franklin's. Alright, Lou, thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate that. Well, Benji says granulated garlic doesn't clump. He says powder does. I've had granulated garlic kind of clump up, but one of the things, it might be because I might live in a more humid area than you do. I don't know. Yep. So Mark is absolutely correct. Going to Austin is what changed my life, and I've said this, in past before. This is another one of these videos that I shot earlier this week, talking about how I got my start into doing barbecue, like my origin story in barbecue. I went to Austin, had Rudy's, couldn't get brisket like I had at Rudy's in Baltimore. I figured I would be able to figure it out myself, and I did. It took me 7 years to get it right, but I got it right, and that was like 3 or 4 years ago. Actually, shoot, it's no longer than that. I've been doing barbecue professionally, on my business for 4 years now. All right. So Natalie says that, so that's Bear. Bear says I think it's Bear, says that the paper always rips, and I'm sorry, I have something stuck on my tooth. It's annoying me. Wow. So, alright, Rob, I don't know, Rob, you may have heard this from me before, but if you're smoking brisket for double digits, you're doing it wrong. The reason I say that is because it doesn't take 14 hours to cook a brisket. Once you, I think I got it. My littlest taste tester. She is the best. Sorry. She wants to be on come here, come say hi. All right, so there she is. Say hi to everybody. All right, now go ahead on. Thank you. Thank you for the toothpick. All right. So Rob says he smoked a brisket last night. Just used he says tin foil. Pet peeve. It's aluminum foil. Smoked it for 14 hours and he said it came out great. So here's the thing. You know, some people will say you smoke your brisket for 4 to 6 hours and then you wrap it up, and then once you wrap it up, you can increase the temperature. There is a lot of common wisdom out there that says that you should wrap your brisket between like 160 and 165 degrees or prior to 170 degrees. And I'm of that mindset. I wrap my briskets in between there. Okay? Now, when I wrap my brisket up, I do not keep the smoker temperature at that 200 or 200 and a quarter. I bump the temperature up to 300. And I also, when I start cooking my briskets, I'm aiming for 250 degrees. That will help to speed up your cook. That will help you to use less fuel. That will help you to a better end result, well, a faster end result. I'd be willing to put money on a brisket that was cooked for 18 hours and my brisket that's cooked for less than double-digit hours. And you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference in which one was cooked longer. Alright, butcher paper helps you more conserve the bark versus foil. And Rico, you're absolutely correct. Torgy says, please tell me you don't ride a crotch rocket. So Torgy, I used to ride a sport bike. Funny enough, I sold my last motorcycle to buy Bessie. I went on a fishing trip with my father-in-law, and when I went on a fishing trip with him, I went back to the guy that organized the trip. He's got a mechanic shop. I went to the mechanic shop, and he had a motorcycle sitting in the corner. And I'm like, yo, what's going on with the motorcycle in the corner? He says, oh, that's such and such's bike. You know, why? You interested? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, how much does he want for it? Dude told me, oh, he wants like 300. No, I think he said he wanted like $400, $450. I said, all right. Call him up. I get him on the phone. I'm like, yo, what's going on with your bike? He's like, I can't get it started. All right. He's like, it ran. And then I ran, I used it for X, Y, and Z. And now all of a sudden I can't get it started. I said, yo, I got $300 for you in my pocket right now. I said, I'll leave it with Kirk, who's here. He's like, nah. You know, if you going, I really want $5 for it. It doesn't run. So I have $300 in my pocket right now. I'm going to give it to Kirk. Good faith. He's like, nah. I got to get like 4. Yo, here's my final offer. I have $350 in my pocket. I said, you're lucky. I just got paid. I took out some extra money because I didn't know how much money I was going to spend on this fishing trip. I said, before it burns a hole in my pocket, before I spend it, I got $350 for you. Take it or leave it. He was like, all right. Give it to Kirk, and I'm going to meet you down there tomorrow. All right, I'll be in Philly until like Saturday. So, meet him at the shop. My man gives me the title. Here's your $350. Actually, Kirk had it for him. Hey, here's your money. Now, this is not Kirk, the builder of my smokers. This is the guy named Kurt, who holds a fishing trip. So, Kurt gave him the money. I was like, all right, bet. I'm like, all right, give me the title. I'll take the bike. So I took the bike and I put it in my in-laws' house. And it sat up there for about a month or so. And when my father-in-law, who had a pickup truck, was coming down to our house, he brought it down with him. And I got the bike started. There's actually a pretty old video on my channel of me starting this. It was a Yamaha FZR 600. But I got it started. All it was like a $2 fuse. So I took that, and then because I never officially got it registered or anything like that, I just used to ride around the neighborhood, no helmet, no nothing. I didn't get stopped, but I did ride past a couple cops a couple times. And if anybody stopped me, oh, hey, I just got this thing running. I'm trying to do, a test ride to iron some things out before I take it to get it inspected and get it registered and everything like that. But then I sold it, and then I added just a little bit of money to it, and I was able to buy Bessie. So, yeah. All right. butcher's paper. So Rico and I've talked about this before, and there's a great video that Aaron Franklin has done. It's a couple years old now, where he does a brisket naked for the entire cook. He does a brisket in butcher paper, then he does a brisket in aluminum foil. The way he does his briskets is he wraps his briskets in butcher paper and then he serves them that way. I wrap mine in a foil pan. I don't even do aluminum foil because I want to capture more of those juices. I've said before, I'm not the biggest fan of the hardest bark out there. I have sensitive teeth. I don't like to break my teeth, so I prefer a softer bark. So that's why I don't do butcher paper. Da-da-da-da. Oh, Swig and Smoke says okra or mac and cheese. That's easy, mac and cheese. I do not like okra. Only way I've ever had okra and I liked it was when it was pickled, and that's just because it tastes more like pickles than it did okra. 10 hours on 20 minutes away from hot brunch and buddies with a boat. We'll catch brunch and bring it back. Put something on the grill. You can have it. Oh, I can leave the next day. Kirk is trying to get me out to the Western Shore or Eastern Shore. That's fine. I get it. I get it, Kurt. We got a deadline for an apartment building, so we stayed and worked. But that's what's up, Preston. Get money, man. Take the 10, 5, get off the Crenshaw, go home, look alive. My. Oh no, Rico, it's fine. Yeah. So Mark has been around for a while, and Mark is definitely one of those OGs. And Mark has helped me to step my production levels up like by leaps and bounds. He was the consummate constructive critic, like definitely. And I know there were videos where I shot and filmed and edited with Mark in mind because I just knew. So I'm very appreciative of Mark's ability to kind of set me straight. Definitely. All right. So Rico says he's from Laredo, Texas. He's about 2 hours south of San Antonio. Mark is in Dallas. Try Valentina's barbecue in Austin. I am hoping to have a trip or get a trip out to Austin this year. We're doing some work for the government agency I work for, and I'm hoping. Come on. Whoa. All right. Back to barbecue. Our thoughts on brisket, whole or competition style, split fats and points, pros and cons. Kirk, you know what? I'm not a big competition guy. I told you guys this before. I'm a regular dude. I don't have anything to prove. I want my food to be proof enough that I'm worthy of you paying me for. Come on, camera. Focus. Uh-oh. Anyway, I'm not a big competition guy, but I have seen people cut apart the brisket, the flats, and the points. Honestly enough, I mean, the only reason or only thing I could really say that it would help that is because there's such a great surface area where the two muscles come together, the point and the flat. I shouldn't have done that. It messed up the focus. Where the point and the flat come together, if you cut them apart, you're going to have a more pronounced bark all the way around or all the way throughout, more or less. I've never done it, and it's not that I won't try. I just really have no need to cut a brisket in half. I'm sorry, there we go. Cut a brisket in half and still cook it the way that I would normally cook it. Hey, they might be onto something. Swig and Smoke says he's in Dallas. Robert, how are you this evening, Mr. Robert Young? Swig and Smoke, oh man, I do what I can, man. He said I'm the best dad ever. I don't know. Hello. Oh yeah. So you guys are definitely. I apologize. You guys. It seems like I'm about 10 minutes behind the comments now. What's the size of the briskets? Cooking full 20. So Torgi, I've made mention of this, and I get asked this every now and again as well. What size brisket or how big of a brisket do I cook? I shoot for between 15 and 17 pounds. I want to absolutely drop dead at 17 pounds, like on a day where I know that I have to get some things done, usually I try to shoot for the 15-pound range, just because I know that if I'm getting 15-pound or slightly over 15-pound briskets, the cutoff or the unit price to go from unit to case price is 61 pounds at the Restaurant Depot. So you guys do the math. That's 4.5, maybe 5 briskets. So that's why I shoot for 15-pound briskets. And it just has to be just over 15 pounds. So after I get 4 of them, I can get that case price and not the unit price, which reduces the amount that I'm paying for it per pound. All right. Love your videos. Joseph Sanfrateo from San Frateo, or it's probably Frateo, or it can't be Fratello, is it? Maybe it's Fratello. Maybe it's Italian. Anyway, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you watching. Really, I do. If you haven't already and you're here on the live stream, please hit that thumbs up for me. It really helps out in getting these videos, other folks to see these videos, and other folks to see my channel. Let me know when you're going to be in Austin. I sure will. So Joseph says, how can I help support your channel? So in all of my videos, there is and I'm oh my goodness, it's been almost an hour I haven't talked about this. In all of my videos, there is a link, and it says, care to buy me a beer. If you leave me a donation down there, I will get you some of these. And actually, I just got some new stickers printed up. So, yeah. The older stickers I had, not even a problem. The guy that was doing them, he got a new job, and he had to sign an NDA, and he couldn't print stickers for me anymore. So, like, there was a lag in the stickers and when I needed to have some reproduced. But these stickers I actually got online, and they are pretty sweet. The detail in these stickers is a lot greater than the older stickers. The older stickers had some bleeding in there, and they were fine for what they were. I mean, you're just gonna slap it on your laptop or on your, on your grill or on a cooler, whatever the case may be. I just wanted to, I'm happy that you guys are willing to support, and if you care to buy me a beer or add to the Clear Fund, I'm very appreciative. My coaster here is seeping through, but if you're willing to add to that, I'm greatly appreciative, and you can do that. There's a link to PayPal in all of the videos. Also, with these chats, there is the ability for you to be able to do super chat. Like I said, most of the time, if you donate $10, I'll send you out a sticker. Some of you guys that are in the comments, raise your hand, drop some ones, or say I got one, and that's the whole thing. I started doing that just as a thank you, and I didn't even mention it. But if you donate money, I will definitely send you a sticker as long as there's an address in your PayPal information. All right, let's see. All right, so Matt says he really wants to start his own catering business. He loves watching my videos and taking notes. Sorry. He wants to take notes on what I do. Sorry, getting a little blurry here, and it keeps moving. Really want to start my own catering business. Love watching and taking notes. Keep doing what I'm doing. Well, thank you very much, Matt. And he says he is from Alabama. I have some family down in Alabama. I have an uncle that lives down in Alabama. I think he's near Mobile. I'm not 100% sure. Sorry. It's rather humid, rather hot. So my drink is melting. Gotta find a new coaster to put this on. Let's see. Alright. Yep. Not gonna need that book anymore. They're out of school. Okay. Alright, Rob. Well, Rob, send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll send you one. That's the easiest way to do it. YouTube has like a direct messenger type thing, but it is horrible as far as retrieving messages. It is like the worst system ever. But if you were to make a donation using that PayPal link that's in these videos, when you do that, if you have an address set up in your PayPal, I'll go ahead and send you some stickers. All right. Torgy, I would love that. I have no problem breaking bread. I say that all the time, breaking bread and talking shop. You know, Torgy, I can. I'm sure we could talk for hours and hours and hours on end. Hours and hours and hours on end. I'm undoing my boots here. Alright. Darian says, I got one. It's a pretty cook. Cool. Drink faster. Bear. Okay. Don't punk me now. Don't try to pressure, peer pressure me. Because the whole problem is when the drink is empty, that's when y'all will make me fill it up again. See, I know better. I made that mistake once where I drank this whole thing in an hour, and then you're like, yeah, just pour another drink. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, why don't I just pour another drink? And I paid for it the next morning. Send you a few beers. I love your content. Thank you very much, Joseph. I'll definitely go ahead and send you some stickers out. Please make a video. Oh yeah, well, if we link up, I'm gonna make it. I don't know. Sometimes, meeting people in real life, I kind of want to live in the moment. So I don't always take my camera. I met up with one of you guys recently. One of you guys from out in California came out here and was visiting family. His name was Ronnie or Ron. Ron came out and he met me pretty much around the corner from my job, and we sat at Buffalo Wild Wings. It was funny, most of the time you get together with somebody, you're showing pictures of like your family, your kids, and stuff like that. No, we were showing pictures of each other's smokers, and he was the first to know that I'd gotten that new smoker because I'd gotten that new smoker on Wednesday, and I met with him for lunch on that Friday. I didn't tell you guys about that smoker until the following Friday. Or following midweek. So, alright, so let's see some reasons for not using the koozie. Yeah, well, so here's the thing. This is a 3-cup mason jar. I don't have a beer cozy, big enough for this. If you find a beer cozy big enough or a koozie big enough for this, let me know, send it to me, or send me an Amazon link. I'll buy it, alright? But then you guys won't be able to see what's left in there. ¿Cómo estás, mi amigo? Do habla español? Alright, so I hear you, man. Alright, so he asked about the fishing trip. He says, sea robins, are they mild or strong? They're very mild, very mild and clean fish. If I gave you some sea robin, you might actually think it was probably not lobster. But you're going to think it's a clean white fish, that's for sure. You wouldn't know that it was one of those ugly fish. Just like Chilean sea bass. You know the real name of Chilean sea bass is the Patagonian toothfish. And people weren't eating it because it had the name Patagonian toothfish. So someone had the bright idea to rename it. And once they renamed it, they've been able to quadruple the price for Chilean sea bass. So, yeah. Torgy, what happened to your message? A liter of rum and a special Coke will fit perfectly in that mason jar. Shoot. I'm not the biggest rum fan. I like clear liquor. Alright? I like clear corn liquor. To make it abundantly clear, no pun intended. Torgy, what'd you say, man? Pug and Monk Barbecue. That's a pretty cool name. Pug and Monk, where you located, sir? Or man? No, I was. So what do you speak? Do you speak any other languages, Torgy? Put them back. Yo, dude. That's what I'm saying, Tom. So it was probably 4 years ago. Oh no. I've been keeping it for 2. So it was 3 years ago. One of the deckhands on the boat. Again, we fish out of Yarmouth, or Hyannis actually, and we were fishing off of the Helen H. So you're close enough where you can actually go out to the Helen H for a day trip, and one of the there's a deckhand on that boat. His name is Matt. Matt has been on that boat every single time I've been on that boat. Matt's a cool guy. If you remember that video where in the first day of the fishing trip, where I took food to that fishing shop, the Powder Keg, Matt's girlfriend works at the Powder Keg, and she was the woman that took that big piece of pulled pork out and had it with her hand. But just, if you go out there and you go fishing on Helen H, just tell them, hey, the barbecue guy sent me out here. The barbecue guy from Baltimore, the one that gave your girl the food and stopped in there, he'll know exactly who I am. They know me. You know. Anyway, Andrew Zimmern, those are words to live by. I try everything twice. Because if it looks good, eat it. And even if it doesn't look good, eat it. But Tom C. Robbins, definitely worth the task. And it is a little bit of a task because they have very fine scales. So when you get a sea robin, they're very muscular fish. They're like all muscle. Kurt, this isn't dark liquor actually. This is just some iced tea in with the clear. I can't drink it straight. I won't drink it straight. I know better. Oh, Gary, don't apologize for being late. I mean, I can't expect everybody to be free at 9 p.m. on, Eastern on a Wednesday night. I just so happened to pick this random night to do these live streams. So, it is what it is. But nonetheless, Tom, I like the sea robins, definitely. They're not my favorite fish. The sea bass is definitely much better fish, in my opinion. But I would definitely eat sea robin for sure. Once you crack it's one of those things where once you get a couple and you kind of figure out what you have to do to get into it, because it has the spine is very thick, but man, it's good eating. It's good eating, definitely. So, all right. So a couple of you guys, it's funny. I had somebody that pretty much hated a lot on that video I did with the charcoal today, and he showed up in the live stream. That's just comical to me. Anyway, Don, thank you very much, sir. Cool. Don, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys watching. I really do. I try to make sure I reply to every one of your comments. I know yesterday because of the fact that I was I released a video and I was actually at my kid's old school and I was on a panel. I sat on a panel being an entrepreneur. The 5th grade teacher who was actually the class that my middle taste tester is in would have been the 5th grade, but their class they created inventions, okay, and they had a Shark Tank, more or less, and I was on the panel more or less acting as one of the sharks, and it was very interesting to see how the minds of 10-year-olds work when they have to create something, when they have to invent something. And I sat on that panel all day long, and then after I sat on that panel, I'm trying to think what else I had to do. Oh, I took the day off. Like, I didn't have to work. Usually if I'm sitting at my computer at work, I can have a screen open where I can have the YouTube comments, so if I see a comment, I can reply to it pretty much right away. But because I wasn't at work and I was like out and about, I've replied to a few of you guys on my phone, but majority of you guys, I replied to you later, yesterday afternoon and or this morning. So I just want to apologize for the little bit of a delay. But you guys know I'm gonna reply. But I definitely wanted to take a moment and give you guys kudos for all of your encouragement and feedback in the video from yesterday where I actually did the chicken and the pork shoulder in the new smoker. You guys want to know what the new name? You guys want to know what the new name I'm thinking of is for that new smoker? If you do, comment like a 1 down in the comments. Like, comment 1s So I know you're still here. It shows to be. They're saying there's 27 of you guys watching the live stream. Come on, let me know you're here. Just comment. Tell me the new name. All right, Gary says one. Full 8 seconds says one. Super Johnny, I didn't even know you were here, man. What's up? Tom wants to know. John wants to know. Rico wants to know. Anybody else? Robert wants to know. Man, shoot. I should have teased you guys with this earlier. Then I'd have had some interaction. PJ Beck wants to know. Super Johnny, man, you know, I don't mind. I'm just giving you grief. Cody wants to know. Hector wants to know. All right. So you know how I told you guys that when I had that first, and this name has been like it just came to me like it's been rattling around in my head. So you know how when I told you when I did that first cook of the pork shoulder, I had a little fire in the smoker. Ever since then, the what jumped out at me is Bernie. You know, just kind of that whole play, and then with the fact that it was burning dirty. So, you know, I was like, oh, well, Dirty Burn, like Dirty Bernie. I don't know. Anybody like Bernie? Nobody? Because I've been kind of trying to think about a masculine name that could also, like. Johnny says a weekend at Bernie's. Kirk is saying one, he wants to know the name. Perfect. But I don't know. Bernie has been what has been. Not Bernice. Do I know a Bernice? I do know a Bernice. Yeah. Not really feeling Bernice. Like Bernie short for Bernard or Bernadette. You know, Bernie. I just can't figure out if it's going to be a Bernadette or if it's going to be a Bernard. Growing up, there was a guy that lived up the street from my house. He was a cop. He was actually, I don't know if he was a sergeant or a captain, but Mr. Bernie, yeah, he was cool. He was cool peoples. His youngest daughter used to walk me to school all the time. Her name was Gracie. Anyway, some of the things you remember when you're prompted. So, you know, like I said, I'm thinking Bernie, Bernadette. Oh, yeah, man, shoot. I would play it, but I'll probably get a copyright straight. Man, Bernadette. Man, that's a good one. So, like I said, I haven't figured out if it's going to be Bernie short for Bernadette or Bernie short for Bernard. I know Bernadette too. She's, you know, yeah. John says, I don't know, Dash. Telling you, man. Real little French, German. Oh, well, alright. He's answering what languages he speaks. Sprechen die Deutsch? Norwegian. I definitely can't do any of that. French. Parlez-vous français, mi more, oui, oui, bonbons, and all that good stuff. I know, see, that's the thing. Alright, so Kirk says he likes Bernadette. John says don't settle just yet. And Tom, what? If I didn't, that's funny though. But I knew exactly what song that you were talking about. Saturday and Sunday and Cook will be, Weekend at Bernie's. Alright. I like it. I see, this is why. Like, I'm telling you, from the point where I said, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what I want to call it. That first time where it, you know, it caught on fire. Bernie just boom. So for 2 weeks I've been rolling around with Bernie in my head, thinking like maybe Bernie might be the way. Bernie might be the name. But I just haven't mentioned it to you guys, and it's been killing y'all. So you guys that are on the live stream, you guys have an inside track because you know that I'm thinking the name might be Bernie. we're going to figure out if it's a Bernadette or if it's a Bernard. Maybe you guys can help me decide that. Yeah. So, Betty Lou, I don't want to, but Tom. Tom. Tom says Bernadette. BURN hyphen A hyphen DETTE. See? Tom gets it. The puns are what take it to the next level. And unfortunately, Torgy's like Betty Lou. I've never been a one to want to do a whole bunch of. Super Johnny says Bernadette, Bernadette, like DEBT, Bernadette. I like that too. I'm a very punny guy. Yo, Tom, you straight turn Kirk around, because Kirk a second ago was like, I don't know. Oh no, that was John. I'm sorry. Eric Moreno, how are you doing this evening, sir? That's funny. Bernadette. BURN. I like it. I like it. Bernadette. That's crazy. See, this is what the hive mind does. Yeah, Tom, man, this is why you come to the live streams. This is why I have these live streams. Alright, so I got this fan the other day from DeWalt. And it's a 20 volt battery operated fan. Can you guys hear it? I want to make sure you guys don't hear it, and I want to make sure there's no wind noise in the video, but I'm getting a little warm. Alright. No apple for a lotion bottle. Okay, perfect. I'm starting to glisten, and whew, the viscosity of my forehead has just gone up. I'm getting rather low in this too. Alright, so if you haven't already, I haven't made mention of it in a little while. If you haven't already, please leave me a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. So, T-Dog Boy says, Dash, have you ever cooked at a fair? No, I haven't. The reason why, and I have the fan on like medium, so I'm hoping you guys wouldn't hear it. It's very quiet. I'm really liking it. And I can plug it in, with regular power, or use a 20 volt battery, which is the system I have. Would you guys want to actually, apologize, it's been a long day. Would you guys actually want to see like all of the DeWalt 20 volt tools that I own? Like, is that a video you would want to see, want to watch? Yes, I am tired, Eric. This morning I was up at 4:30. And it is now 10:13. Cool. Alright, so T-Dog, he asked if I ever cooked at a fair. No, I haven't. And the reason why I haven't is, in Maryland, in order to cook and sell to the public, you need to have additional licenses and or things like that. And I don't have them. Eric Moreno says, wait, for feeding animals? Wait, The chat is a little bit behind, so I might be talking about something, so you might just want to talk in a little bit more of a complete sentence to make me know exactly what you're talking about, because sometimes it can get behind. No, I don't know. I'm not even gonna speculate. Anyway, so Eric, how are you this evening, sir? Great to see you. Oh, no, not feeding animals. I wake up at 4 in the morning to go to work. I'm at my desk at 6 a.m. in the morning. So, the reason why the videos go up at 7 a.m. is because when I sit at my desk at 6 a.m., if there's any final touches or anything like that I have to do in the videos, I can accomplish them in the first hour of my day. Usually, all of the videos are typically done 2 to 3 days in advance. Yeah, I'm cutting it kind of close when it's done the night before. Excuse me. But like the video that's coming out tomorrow, I've actually had it scheduled since Monday. So, I'm good. Eric, I'm definitely good. Much better. Much better. You know, I really appreciate you guys, and I want to take a moment just to say thank you for hanging out with me. You know, I know it's a random Wednesday night after 9 p.m. No, you don't need a job like mine. I feel like I'm the Maytag repairman. Sit around until something happens, and then when it happens, it is like all hands on deck. So it has its pluses and minuses. There's a lot of downtime. The downtime allows me to do, you know, some things as far as getting my videos edited and things like that. But I consider it work, and I'll take like the the video that went up yesterday. That video was like 20 minutes long. I think I had an hour's worth of footage that I cut down to that 20 minutes. It took me all day to edit that video because I just kept getting interrupted. So I edit for 5 minutes. I edit for 10 minutes. That's no way to edit. Usually you want to be able to edit in one fell swoop. It might take 2 hours to edit the 15, 20-minute video. So you guys really have no idea how much time and energy it goes into filming these. So not only does it take me I have an hour of footage. Hold on. Come on. You want to say hi?
I didn't want to say hi. I just wanted to say goodnight.
Alright. So my oldest taste tester is saying hi to everybody.
Hi.
Alright. So he's about to go to bed. What? Oh, yeah. It's after 10 o'clock. Yeah. Good.
Night.
Good job. Good night, dude. Yeah. Coworkers are happy. Only for 30 pounds. All right. Well, Eric, I appreciate that, man. That's cool. Kirk, you know what? They're two sides of the story. There's either Milwaukee folks or there's DeWalt folks. And I think I've told you guys this before, man. I may have mentioned it you know what? I mentioned it in the video where I was I did the stud conversion and the lug bolts. No, not lug bolts. Lug nuts on my Passat. I talked about the half-inch impact that I have. One of my friends worked for Black & Decker. Black & Decker owns DeWalt, and they have an employee sale twice a year. And the tools, I save up and I wait and I make a list and I go in there and I'm like, I need this, and this, and this, and that, and this. So the first couple times I bought tools with the 20-volt batteries. Now, because I have probably 6, maybe 8 of the batteries, I don't have to buy tools with the batteries anymore. I'm just buying bare tools. And man, you figure if something costs $150 on Amazon, I'm getting it for $60. So, yeah. Everybody, I'll tell them you guys I said hi. Gilbert says that he likes my videos. He's starting a barbecue business here in South Texas. Well, definitely, Gilbert, I wish you a lot of luck. But I tell you, it's a lot harder than you think it is. Ask Torgy. All right? Ask Torgy. Torgy has somebody. And Torgy, are you still there? Before I talk to them and tell them about what happened to you. Story of my life is service tech. Real split second. Oh, man. Well, Kirk, thank goodness I am not. But Kirk, I think you elevators or escalators. Which one was it? You might actually know a buddy of mine. He worked down in D.C. He worked for Schindler. I think you told me you worked for like elevators or escalators. Yeah, Rico. Rico says, "Hey, keep us posted, Gilbert, with your videos." Gilbert, do you have a YouTube channel that you post videos to? Gilbert Utardo. Hopefully I said that correctly. Anyway, this barbecue business is not for the faint of heart. It looks easy, and I feel like everybody's wanting to do it, but I'm gonna be the voice of reason. It's not for everybody. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Gilbert says, no sir, he's new to social media. Well, here's the first tip I can give you. Create and get an Instagram account like now. Instagram is where it is as far as how I grew my business. Your mileage may vary. You might be in an area where Facebook is a little more prevalent, but definitely Instagram. Robert, I just because you're like boom Instagram, yep. Um, do you or are you following me on Instagram? If you are, make sure that you make mention so I can make sure I follow you back. You guys that are vocal and active in the chats and active on the videos, I try to make sure I'm following you guys back on Instagram because that's where I'm most active. But Robert, I think you are following me. I'm pretty sure I remember that name. In September, Milwaukee has a new impact coming out. It's 4.5 inches long with a 250 pounds torque. A new impact. Get you some. Well, 4.5 inches long and 450 pounds. So is it a half inch or is it a what size is it? My Instagram is still. Oh wait, let's see. Nope, that's just the website. On the back, it says follow me on Instagram. But my website, or excuse me, my Instagram is Steel STEEL Drum DRUM Smokers SMOKERS Steel Drum Smokers, and you see the logo on my Instagram page. So it looks like this right there. Not to be confused with the other. Anyway, so hold on. Let's see. Kirk, what I want some clarification. Coming out with a has a new impact that's coming out. It's 4.5 inches long with 250 foot-pounds of torque. What size is it? 3/8, quarter inch, half inch? I'm about to flex on you. You know that, right? I'm about to flex on you. Come on, tell me. Come on, Kirk. Where you at? Where you at? Tell me. Alright. So. Come on, Kirk. Where are you? So Kirk Atkins is Kirk on the Eastern Shore. I keep wanting to say Western Shore, but technically I live on the Western Shore, Maryland. Kirk is on the Eastern Shore. He is not the builder of the smokers. Kirk is the builder of smokers. He doesn't have anything appended to his name, so you know who he is. Kirk is the man. Actually, Kirk's birthday is coming up. Half-inch drive. Hold on. You mean like this? Now this is probably 6 inches, but I mean I just got this delivered today. No, Kirk, the Kirk that is here is a subscriber. Not the Kirk from not Kirkster. But talk about half-inch. I mean, this thing right here, it doesn't have the torque specs on it, unfortunately. Kind of blown. But, oh, actually, I take that back. It goes, the low setting is 0 to 150 foot-pounds. The high setting is 0 to 330 foot-pounds. So, I mean, for what it is. Nope, he says, nope, different Kirk. Gilbert says when he started he had many folks try my food and failed many times, but it's perfect. Now I enter many for cook-off, place 5 in first place on pork and shoulder. You know what, Gilbert, I tell you what, competitions are different than people in backyards. It's different because people who do great in backyard cooks go to competitions and fail. And people who do great at competitions try to cook for folks like catering, and they might fail. It'll be one of those things where someone might say, "Oh, well, you won this or you have this that," as far as like a ribbon or a trophy or something, and they'll go ahead and they'll place an order, but they might not ever place an order again. And I've had that happen. Like some people just don't like my food, but then I've had other folks that will order and order and order and order and order. Kirk's funny. He says all Kirk's rule. Yeah, no. All right, Rico, I will try to follow you back. Yeah. So, but the whole thing was, I'm a big tool guy, and I'm a big proponent of having a tool before I need it. And this is just one of the latest things that I wanted to have. I had to have it before I needed it. I have this in a 1/4 inch. I have this in 3/8, and I also now have it in a 1/2 inch drive. Why is this? Oh, I guess because now this one has a detent pin where the 3/8 and the 1/4 inch is actually impact driver, so it has a chuck. But this one is the first one I have had with a detent pin. This pin right there, that little ball. And we'll see how it works. Actually, like I said, I just got it today. I didn't even take the packaging off of it. Haven't even like put a battery on it to see what it sounds like or anything like that yet. I don't believe so. Aim high. Well, Rico, what I would ask you to do is on any picture, the latest picture, 2 pictures back, just tag them, and on your recommendation, I will go ahead and follow them. Usually, now I tell you this, if their page is private, nope, not gonna do it. You know what? Gary says he's just a backyard cook with a 24 by 40 inch gator pit smoker. Man. So Tom asks a pretty good question. He says, when doing multiple pork butts, do they hit the stall at the same time? And the answer is no. And anybody want to know why the answer is no? Does anybody want to take a guess as to why they stall at different times? I'm a mechanic or builder that has more tools than that. Shoot. Eric, you would think I am a mechanic with all the tools I have. And, like, yeah. There you go. Bear has a barbecue spot. Big Time was Big Tim, I'm sure. There you go. Bear says size and placement. So you guys, I've told you guys before that certain places in my smoker are warmer than others. So on Bessie, for instance, I know like clockwork that Bessie, the lower shelf is cooler than the higher shelf is. So if I'm cooking the pork shoulder and I cook the pork shoulder on the lower left side closer to where the inlet is, that's warmer than if I'm cooking in the center of the smoker and it's cool. And if I'm cooking on if I have pork shoulder on the far right side where the heat hits the water pan, once that water starts to evaporate because the water pan is angled, I apologize. I'm hitting the stall right now. Let's break through this wall and we're going to continue this live stream. But because once the water starts to evaporate, that side of the smoker gets as warm as the far side of the smoker where the heat and smoke are coming under the water pan and getting into the smoker, where in the middle is cooler. Okay? So placement of your meat is the one thing, and then the size of your meat is another. No 2 pork shoulders are going to be created equally. They could even weigh the same, and they're going to be different structurally, different structures. Like one could have more fat, one could have more muscle. If the cut was done at a different angle than the other, it's just going to make a difference, and that's why no 2 pork shoulders are going to probably cook the same. Yep. There you go. Harry Nutsack. He says the size of the button, butts, and the placement on the smoker. Yep. So Darian says different temps in the smoker. And John says there's too many different things to consider. Gilbert says it must be rotated. I don't. I figured Harry Nutsack. You know, Harry Nutsack. You got any money on me saying Harry Nutsack this time? But yeah, it. I've actually Gilbert. I've never actually rotated my pork shoulders. Once they're in the smoker, I don't touch them because I'm not looking at them. I've been looking at and cook. Robert, excuse me, Robert. I guess you know, say similar wavelengths here. He said no two pieces of meat are the same. None. Uh, Curtis says I just grilled the pork butt this past Sunday and it turned out pretty good. Grilled? Pork butt? Grilled? I don't know. Gilbert, why? What do you mean? Wow, this is why I like my channel. Because of what? I mean, dude. Here's the thing. I don't have a problem challenging popular conception. I don't like. People put way too much stock into barbecue. Barbecue is so simple. People overcomplicate it to me. I don't know. Maybe I just got it. And yeah. Nothing excess. Nothing excess. It says, I saw you talk about the picanha in a video. What about the picanha? I actually have a video where I just shot, where I filmed, or I'm sorry, where we had picanha. The kids and I had picanha last week. And I filmed it, and it's edited, and it's ready to, well, no, it's not ready to go. I think I edited it, though. Let me see. Let me check my palm palette. No, maybe not. I thought I did. No, I did. I did edit it. I haven't finished editing it, but it is ready to. It's ready soon. All right. Well, overworked. My man said overworked Asian. Oh, that is awesome. He said he subbed a couple weeks ago. He's really liked the content I'm putting out. Thank you so very much, man. I've come a long way. If you go back and watch some of my older videos, oh my God, I'm just cringing just thinking about them. They are bad. Nothing excessive, so you got my Insta subscription. That is what's up. Gilbert, I'm sorry, man. Gilbert, I'm telling you, some of the chats are a little behind, so we're talking or I'm talking, and the chats are a little behind the comments. So I need a little bit more context sometimes. Really like the inset. Okay, so well, dude, you know what? I mean, here's the thing, you know, and I tell you, Gary Vaynerchuk is my mentor. Without him being my mentor. And I've kind of taken a step back and watching a lot of things that he's talking about as of late. But the whole thing is, Gary Vaynerchuk talks about all the time how he, you know, he was a wine guy, right? He was selling wine for his father out of sorry, the day is catching up with me about wherever he was in New Jersey, and they had a show called Total Wine or like Wine TV or something. But he said he worked on that wine thing for years before someone gave him the credit and the credibility that said that, you know what, this guy actually kind of knows what he's talking about. I'm at that stage now where I'm just talking about barbecue. I'm talking about the things that I do as far as catering. And it helps. It's helpful to some of you guys. And you know what, I tell you, I really only want to help one person. If I can help one person with each one of my videos, I've done what I wanted to do. I've fulfilled the aim of that video. If it helps one person, it'll help more than one person. I'm aiming to help one person. But you know what's crazy? I've got 3,300 of you guys watching my 3,300 of you subscribe. 3,300 of you don't watch my videos, but there are a lot more of you guys who are watching my videos, and I'm very appreciative. Channels talk about that stuff. Lots of good tips you're giving out. Dude, man, Mr. So, overworked Asian, what is your name, sir? Or madame? Last time I was... Harry Nutsack. Harry Nutsack. So the whole thing was, he says, last time or 2 times ago we did a live stream. He says, "Yo, anyway you can say my user ID." I'm like, Harry Nutsack, and I mean it's funny, Harry Nutsack. So you know what? And I actually, he said basically, he bet his buddy that he couldn't get me to say it, and with ease. Anyway, so Curtis Dalton says, "Oh yeah, he turned out delicious," and I see what you mean. What you say, cook for temperature, not the time. Oh my goodness, cooking the temperature, not the time, will increase your consistency 1,000-fold. I've been saying that from jump because that's where it is. It's simple, but it's not easy. John says, "Hey," and I know what this comment's talking about. When I say barbecue is easy, barbecue is simple, and you have to keep it simple. You know that whole KISS method? Keep it simple, stupid. That's how all right, that meme. That's how I agree. All right, Robert says, "Do I mind if he leaves his Instagram?" No, I don't. Do what you do, man. Go ahead and leave it in the comments, and as soon as I'll talk about it from time to time. This is a grill for now. Okay, Curtis, I'm telling you, if you think that pork shoulder was good on the grill, wait until you have a smoker and you taste it smoked. Richard says, "What's up, Big Rich?" Alright, so Overworked Asian says, "If you have a Weber kettle grill, you're gonna 100% smoke on it. The problem is he might have a smaller Weber kettle and not the bigger one." Ah, goodness. Whew. He says, "I saw the Trinity Picani after watching Subi Everything, and I watched that channel. I will follow any channel and teaching me how to be better at cooking." You know what I tell you? I agree to an extent. There's some folks that are cooking things and to me, they're just wrong. I have my opinions and I have my methodology for cooking different things, and I have reasons why I cook things certain ways. And if I don't agree with the person who's cooking, there's no fault to that person. You know what's crazy? I was telling somebody about this the other day, and hopefully this analogy makes complete sense. Actually, it was the event I had on Saturday. The guy was asking me about how I did something. And I said to him, I said, there are some guys who tell you, swear up and down that it's going to take you 16 hours to cook a brisket, 18 hours to cook a brisket, 24 hours to cook a brisket. It's not. And I said, here is the best analogy to get you to understand why it works my way as well as that way. If I have to go from point A to point B, and you have to go from point A to also point B, if I take the highway, does that make my route any less important than yours? Or does that invalidate my route versus your route because you took surface streets? Now, my route took me 30 minutes. Your route took an hour and a half. Did we both get to the destination? Yes. But I did it faster. Okay? I was more efficient. Okay? And I used less fuel. And I say that because using less fuel is a direct equivalent to using less fuel when you cook a brisket for less than double-digit hours. You don't need to cook it for double-digit hours. All right, yeah, Wine Library. There we go. What Overcooked Asian? What is your name? No. All right, so sharp rollers, but not a Weber. Dude, man, you know what, Curtis? I feel like barbecue guys can be elitists. Like, definitely. I won't say how many of you guys didn't hate on me. There was one or two of you, but there was one guy that, like, seriously threw some serious hate my way because I used lighter fluid. Guess what? Lighter fluid works. Lighter fluid is faster than using a charcoal chimney. I've used the charcoal chimney because here's the deal. You start the charcoal chimney, you have to get it lit. Okay? It's going to take you 15-20 minutes to get the charcoal chimney lit. Then you have to pour that charcoal over top of your charcoal that's in your grill. Then you have to wait another 10 to 15 minutes for that charcoal to get lit. You use lighter fluid, it's a one and done thing. You're cooking in 7 to 10 minutes. There is no faster way to get charcoal lit. Aside from maybe using one of those little electric things that you stop. But who has time for that? I'm telling you, you guys that hate on me for using lighter fluid, you're crazy. It's all about efficiency. If I show up on site somewhere at 2:07 and I get the grill unloaded and it's unloaded by 2:20 and I get the charcoal in the grill and the fire lit at 2:30, I'm cooking at 2:45. I'm done. Done. Cooking at 3:30. I'm telling you, there's no more efficient way than cooking on a grill with charcoal than lighter fluid. I don't care. Alright, so the overworked Asian says, is catering a night and weekend side hustle for me? Yes, at this point it is. I did actually do barbecue full time for a year and some change. So a lot of these things that I've learned are because I was doing 2 and 3 fires a week. Whereas, that's an average of like 200 fires I was making in a year versus someone who might be cooking once every week or once every 2 weeks. So when people ask me how to do different things, I have a lot of experience making fires. I have a lot of experience cooking barbecue, and that's why I know a lot of the things and the tips and the tricks that I have and I do. Alright, so Gilbert says he just bought a new barbecue pit and it came with a big water pan. I always use a water bowl. I never used it before. Do a video on the water pan process. There's really nothing much to do. The whole thing is, I use a water pan because the water pan helps to even out your temperatures in your smoker. What most people don't understand is water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. When you have heat and it hits that water, it's going to level your temperature. Now, is your temperature going to get higher than 212 degrees? Yes. Is it going to go very much higher than maybe 250 or 275 degrees? No. This is what it boggles my mind how many people want to cook with like a direct fire and they're like, I can't get my temperature down to under 350 degrees because you're grilling. You can't smoke meat when you're grilling. Like, you ever see those thermometers where it's like, this is this, and this is smoking between this temperature and that temperature, and this is grilling, and this is like whatever the heck the 500 degree plus thing is? But oh my gosh, man, I don't understand how people don't get it. To smoke meat, you're smoking meat between 200 and 250 degrees. Boom. If you can't get your smoker temperature down below 300 degrees, you are grilling. Like grilling. Anyway, pet peeve, another one. Alright, Curtis put the coals on one side of the grill and then the meat on the other. Now that is a good way of indirect cooking. The only problem is when you're using the kettle, you have convection. And the convection in the kettle is going to give you a slightly higher temperature than you might want. It's simple, yep. Richard says it's simple. When should you take a break out of the freezer for early Saturday morning cook? Usually, so Bear is using his daughter's YouTube account, and it is Natalie Loves to Sing, but that's Bear. All right, I'm pretty sure it's Bear. Bear, correct? Don't let me just be talking or saying the wrong name and you not correct me. All right, because I really would like a correction. But usually, if I'm cooking, all right, so I'm figuring that what he said was, when should I take a brisket out of the freezer for early Saturday morning cook? If you are going to be doing your cook early Saturday morning, then I would say, me personally, if I'm cooking, I would say 12 hours. Let's just say 12 hours. Okay. if you're cooking at five in the morning, if you're gonna be starting your fire at 5 in the morning and starting to cook at 5 in the morning or whatever, 12 hours for a brisket to thaw out. All right, Robert Young says his Instagram is Robert's BBQ. All right, all of you guys, there's 30 of you here in this live stream. I'm going to let's open up. All right, I'm gonna be right back. I need to go use the facilities real quick, and all right, I'll be right back. Alright, so I am back. My hands are still wet. Yes, I washed my hands. I'm about to dry my hands on my shirt so I can hurry up and get back over here. Alright, it was Robert's, ROBERTSBBQ. Alright, so Robert Young. Alright, so Overwork Asian says, how are you finding customers for catering, word of mouth, social media? So a mix of both of those. The good thing is I got on Instagram before Instagram started changing some things, and I have been hovering at 7,400 subscribers on Instagram for like the past, I feel like, year. Like, I just cannot get past 7,400 subscribers. I've been posting way more regularly and doing other things to try and help get my subscription numbers up on Instagram, but I'm just like stuck at 7,400. I think I'm at like 7,432 or 7,437, and those 37 followers have been like very slow. I've been getting some of those like weave, Instagram accounts and accounts that are here one day and gone the next. So every time I think I'm starting to grow, it's a false reading, more or less. But a lot of word of mouth. Alright, so Curtis says, yep, overworked, that's exactly why it turned overworked, that's why it turned out great. Yep. So Overworked Asian says you need at least a 22 inch Weber kettle. Anything smaller is very tough. You know how I know? Because I have an 18-inch Weber kettle. And smoking something on that thing is impossible. Huh. Alright, so Richard, says, so you're going to get a Blackstone? He posted a little video. He says, check it out. Richard, RICHARD, and Castaneda, CASTANEDA. Alright, got you down. Really? How did you line a Weber kettle with fire brick? Go on. Harry Nutsack says he has done several pork butts on his modified Weber kettle, but it's lined with fire brick. With a fire brick divider, the same idea as the slow and sear. You know what's crazy? I just learned about that slow and sear thing today in the video that Mark sent me. The video Mark sent me, it was talking about the slow and sear 2.0 as well as the Maverick XR50, and it's like a long range thermometer. and has 4 ports. Oh goodness. Gilbert just preach, brother. Overworked Asian. I thought I said overworked Asian. I asked you for your name. Alright, Kirk says our chats and my videos have helped me step up his game greatly. Kirk, that's my aim, man. There was no help. I had to fumble through it. Had I had someone like me to be able to watch 10 years ago, for me to get brisket right wouldn't have taken me 7 years. It would have taken me 1, maybe. Can you imagine how much further along I might be in my barbecue career if I would have had someone to look up to be able to help these things to figure it out? So I just want you, all of you guys to know now, when you get to the top, you be like, you know what? That guy from Baltimore, that guy named Dash, he helped me out. Give me a shout. I would love some residuals, definitely. Huh. Richard says, alright, oh goodness. So, our chats, alright. So, Curtis says his Twitter is Chris. No. This is Christ is the head. Okay. And I put some pics of his queue, and y'all can tell me what you think. So, if you're on Twitter, alright, I want you to follow Curtis Dalton. His Twitter handle is Christ, Christ, is is the the head, head. Christ is the head. All right. Yo, Curtis says, "Oh, I would never do that. LOL. I use lighter fluid myself, and you're on your way." That's exactly it. Super Johnny says charcoal chimney is the way to go. It takes 15 minutes, but here's the thing: if I need to light charcoal on my entire or a third of my big grill, the charcoal chimney is not enough. Now, if you have or if you're cooking in a small enough space where you can use the charcoal chimney, get it lit, and that's all the charcoal you need, more power to you. Maybe I should have caveated that little rant. Anyway, ton of competition, pit masters. I mean, that's the thing, man. Oh my gosh, overworked Asian. I'm telling you, what is your name? I hate using people's IDs sometimes, just cause I feel like you guys know my name or you guys know my nickname. Some of you guys know my name. If you know my name, comment it down below. And we got 8 minutes. I want to finish this up at 11 because I am sleepy and tired. That's haters. They're definitely gonna hate. Done. Roll out. Okay. Oh my gosh, man. Bear, maybe you understand because I said, you know what? I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna use that charcoal I bought. I have exactly 45 minutes. 45 minutes to cook, to eat, and to go to baseball practice. I get home at about 3 o'clock. By the time I made the decision, okay, it was after 3 o'clock. By the time I made the decision, we have to leave at 3:30, or excuse me, 4:30. So by the time I made the decision, it was about 3:30, and I'm like, you know what? I guess I'll go ahead and I'll cook some burgers on the grill because I'm looking at the things we have, and I feel like I'm playing Iron Chef every night when I'm cooking dinner. And I said, you know what? I'm cooking burgers tonight. I started the grill, got the grill going, got the food on the grill, got it cooked, and then got it done. Do you all guys also know how much time it adds in filming? You know how much setup goes into each one of these shots and how much setup it takes or how much it takes to just put that whole thing together, to have the forethought to know what I want it to look like. Oh man, dude, I mean, some of you guys, oh man, you have no idea. So Eric says he uses the Weber cubes. They work work very good and it's fast. Again, the Weber cube. Are you putting the Weber cube directly into your truck, or are you putting it into your chimney? Sorry, chimney, weed burning, torch, tumbleweeds, and yep. I thought about using my torch. I found that I use the torch in starting the big green egg, but even when I start the big green egg, I'm looking at 45 minutes. I have to wait for that thing to come up to temperature. It's just one of those things. What's up with the chat in the video? It's not. So the whole thing is, when you guys leave a comment, I can kind of stop it. The chat happens a little further behind, or the chat happens in real time where the video is not, because let's say I'm talking to this specific topic, it might take me a minute to talk about this specific topic, so the chat is paused, or I'm pausing the chat, but you guys are kind of seeing my reaction and things like that. So it looks like I'm about 3 minutes behind right now. 300 degrees, ain't smoking. Nope. Bear. Alright, so it is bear. Take it out. Working agents, just take it out now. I'm going to use the char griller, not the kettle. It's better for the one side of grilling thing. Yes. So the char griller that Curtis is talking about, I believe, is kind of like a drum, grill. And the whole thing is you have more space because you can put your fire over here and you can put your food over here. That is definitely indirect. And yes, you can kind of smoke meat on that, because I used to attempt to smoke meat on the grill that you guys see me toting around to different events. What you mean, did it work? No, it didn't work. That's why I ended up, I won't say I abandoned it, but it didn't work. I was not very consistent with that. So, that's interesting. Harry Nutsack says, chimney starter on the side of the side burner of the gas grill. He says, you really have to hate your gas grill. The only reason I bought it was for my old lady anyway. But a full chimney in less than 5 minutes. I can't do that because I use the gas grill. I use the gas grill more than she does, and I bought it for her. I told you guys in the live stream when I was cooking on that Saturday morning a few weeks ago, I actually just bought her a new grill. I have yet to been able to put it together. Every day is something I have to do. So I haven't put it together. My friend who's my manager and my coworker and my manager, he put his together. I ordered 2 of them. We ordered 2 of them to get a discount. He put his together. He hasn't used it yet. Last I talked to him this morning, he hadn't used it yet. But I'm looking forward to putting it together and using it. If you use taste, so Torgi says, if your food is tasting too salty, does anybody know how to tame down the salt flavor? I actually saw something recently where they were talking about food being too salty and what they did to it to kind of remedy that or remove a little bit of the salt flavor. So Super Johnny, you can't always add more pepper. Adding more pepper doesn't necessarily take away the salt. It just doesn't. Story, alright, blah, blah. Alright, Richard, thank you very much for hanging out. Gilbert says, thanks for the break. He's going to grab another beer. And that's another thing, too. When I went to the restroom, the chat stayed still for me, but the you guys had to wait. So then by the time I got back to the chat, I'm like, a minute or 2 behind. Alright, so Ray Mac's Kitchen and Grill. Ray Mac, thank you so very much. I apologize for the delay. It's showing 10:48 on your comment, and I'm at 11 o'clock. All right, so I really want to catch up, and then I gotta go. I gotta get to bed. Ray Mac, hopefully you're still here, and you know, again, there is a delay. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate you watching. Harry Nuss says you're saying your Instagram. Yes, my Instagram is definitely the stall. I have been at about the 7,400 follower mark for a while. My goal is 10,000. I wanted to hit 10,000. As soon as I get feedback, he will send me a request. Remember a video you didn't. Yes, Gilbert, definitely. The pudding lady. I told her in when I posted that talking about how I had 2,500 subscribers on YouTube. She's like, oh hey, I've been wanting to get into YouTube but I don't know anybody that's in, or I don't know how to do it. I said, yo, I owe you already. And she's like, you don't owe me anything. And that's exactly how I feel. I would say to some of you guys, Torgy went from six subscribers to 50. And all I did was mention his channel, and it didn't do anything for me. I don't care. Dude, I just want to help others succeed. That's really what it's all about to me. Alright, so Robert Young says can't find. Yes. Christ is in the head. Alright. Larry says always follow my advice. Thank you. Alright. Overworked Asian doesn't have a name. He's just the overworked Asian. Larry knows my name. Overworked Asian says, yeah. See, some of you guys know my government name. That's cool. Yeah, so Torgy, I did. In one of your early videos, you said your first name, and I figured Torgy was your last name. Or it's in your Instagram that your first name is this, and then your last name is the other. Or it's on Snapchat. But I didn't know that Torgy was your last name. So, grilling, it gets much. Yes, it does. But the overworked Asian says he switched over to lump for grilling, and it gets lit up much faster than Kingsford. Yes, it does. But on the converse of that, it burns up so much faster. So if you have some things to do on the grill, if you're trying to slow things down, the lump is not going to allow you to do that. Over. I know your wife's name is Mrs. Dash. She is actually Mrs. Dash. She has been Mrs. Dash for a long time. This nickname Dash has been following me around for over 20 years. So she became Mrs. Dash. Gas grill for fast and pellet. Alright. Oh my gosh. Editing time. Chuck from the Winking Pig Barbecue. Chuck, one of the things I tell you, your videos are a little too long. That's just me. But what I have been doing is I've been watching a lot of videos in faster than normal speed. So, you know, it's one of those things where it kind of is what it is. You want it, and you want to get all the information into the video that you can, but you gotta figure out how to cut some of it down. I'm watching them at super duper speed, and I'm watching them because I know who you are, but I know that other folks are just gonna click off, or they're gonna skip around. And your videos are actually pretty informative because you talk throughout the entire video. But when you're not talking, speed up that section to get the videos faster. And I know you have been doing that, but you might want to cut out some of the ambient extra stuff. That's just how I feel. But I still watch. I don't always comment because I'm usually watching with something on in the background. Ooh. All right, overworked Asian. Alright, so guys, it's been a little over 2 hours. Darian asked, how many grills and smokers do I have? Alright, so I have 2 charcoal grills. I have technically 3 gas grills. I have 1 small charcoal bullet smoker. I have my steel drums. I have 2 of those that I made. I have a double barrel grill that I kind of cannibalized and haven't quite finished. And then I have the big grill that I've been doing a lot of catering. I may have said that one already. But nonetheless, those are the grills I have. And then as far as smokers, I have 2 steel drums. I have Bessie, the kick-ass smoker, Vicky, the vertical smoker, and I don't know. Are we going with Bernie? Bernadette, DEBT? Yeah. So Super Johnny says that add black pepper for the salt, over salting. But he also says he likes a lot of black pepper, so take that with a grain of salt. No pun intended. Alright, Kirk, yes, definitely. Chuck says he's got to go. He has 21 racks of spare ribs. He needs to break down for tomorrow and Sunday. And 4 pork butts that he's gonna cook tomorrow. Ooh, goodness, Kirk. Oh, I'm beat. Good night, everybody. All right, good night, Robert. Final note: 5 charcoal. So, I've had kind of mixed reviews. You guys have seen me using the weed burner, the torch, in order to start fires. It works better sometimes than others. I'm gonna leave it at that. Alright, the Notorious DAD. He says, very informative guy. Thank you so very much. Thank you for being, trying to get informed. Definitely. And Chuck, we got going on. We got that too much. Got too much wood. Alright, Tom says good night. Gilbert says good night. Darian says good night. And I'm at the end of the comments, so I'm about to end this stream. Thank you so very much again, as always, for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And if you can leave a thumbs up before you leave out, that also is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, Super Johnny, you also have a great night.